What is up, everybody? What's up, Bomb, My Life, and Jesus? The usuals. What's going on, Becky? Give it a few seconds, let people come in. Hope everybody had a good weekend. I had a decent weekend, besides the football game last night, but we won't talk about that. You good, Terrence?
Yeah, I'm pretty good. I hope everything's okay with you, Chris.
I'm good, man. I'm just gonna wait here a few seconds, let people come in.
It's good.
They're talking about astrology and whatnot. What's up, Lori? You're such a Mars and retrograde. I have no idea what you're talking about, Bob, but I'll just let that slide. What's up, Casey? How you doing, brother?
Hey,
Go ahead
Bomb.
and
Hey, Jesus.
yes, the usuals are here. Go ahead and like. You guys know the drill. Like the stream and whatnot. I'll have Terrence on here in a minute. So you were in Canada, I assume, right?
Yeah.
How long have you lived there?
My whole life.
Okay, so you're. I'm assuming. I'm just asking because I've seen your profile pics. You're a huge hockey fan.
Yeah, not as much lately because it's kind of like a watered down version.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not the same as it was when I was a kid growing up. Just way too
Okay.
many teams. Way too many teams.
Yeah, I'm not a huge hockey fan. I follow because I'm from Tampa. I follow the Lightning. I know they won the last couple of Stanley Cups. But as far as me actually watching a hockey game, I couldn't do it, man. It's
Yeah,
just I've tried. It's not my thing.
yeah, same here. Like I'm just an old school fan, but not the new one.
Hmm.
Just way too many teams.
Yeah, yeah. It's one of those things you have to actually go to actually enjoy it. I think if I actually went to a hockey game, I would have a lot more respect for it. Not that I don't, because there's guys that are badass, but I couldn't actually sit there and watch a whole game on TV.
Yeah, same here.
Hey, sis,
It's,
pay attention to class. No, listen to Nate. What's up, buddy? Um, so you're a Maple Leafs fan, or
oh yeah, Maple Leafs fan.
okay?
Just since I
See,
was a kid. My
I
mom's
couldn't
a,
tell you. I couldn't tell you how they're doing. I don't follow hockey at all. Like I said,
yeah,
I just follow just the Lightning to see how they're doing and whatnot. But I'm more of a football and basketball fan.
yeah, I'm more of a baseball fan.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm a Mets fan.
Oh man, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I know. Oh, they're spending money this off season, so that's all that matters. But they're in a they're in a lockdown right now, I think.
Are they?
Yeah, I
I
think so.
Yeah, baseball's one other sport I used to watch a lot when I was a kid. I was a huge Braves fan back in the day, back in the '90s when the Braves were on their run. But I
Yeah.
can't sit there and watch an entire game now. I just my attention span is so short that I can never just sit down and watch an entire game. I could maybe during the playoffs or World Series, but sit there and watch an entire 9 inning game is boring to me now. I can't do it.
Well, for me, what turned me off of sports basically is that politics got involved.
Yeah, pretty much.
You know, that's what kind of turned me off of it in general. Like, I'll still like peek in here or there when it comes to the Mets or the Leafs or whatever. Other than that, I'm just not really paying attention as much anymore.
Yeah, like I said, it's mainly football and basketball, and I haven't watched as much basketball, um, in the as I have in the past. And the game, Bucks game, I'm still kind of depressed about that, but it's all good. My
Yeah.
God, Tom Brady, he came close, but our defense let us down once again.
Mm, I was going for the Bucks, so
Yeah, I mean, he's got 7 rings. He has nothing left to prove. He's just doing it for the just for the hell of it now. But it's always good to had the hometown team win at least one more.
Yeah,
What's up, Buell?
I kind of wish that Brady went to Tampa many years ago.
I mean, the Tampa had a good team, a decent team. Besides Jameis Winston being their quarterback, and he's an idiot, but he was that they had a good defense for years, and they had all the right weapons on offense. They just didn't have the good quarterback.
Yeah, you say that about a lot of teams.
Bob, I was not depressed over a basketball game. It was a football game. Get the sport straight. Good to
Jeez.
see you, my friend. So tell us a little bit more about yourself. I mean, we see you in streams and stuff like that, but I don't think people really know who you are. Describe your upbringing, and your background.
Um, my childhood, I wouldn't say it was like bad or good. It was like in the middle. Like I had an okay childhood growing up. Like a lot of friends and stuff. My parents were good to me. Still are into this day. Despite what they're going through right now. Um, how should I say this exactly? Like, hmm, like they just let me do whatever I wanted.
Mm-hmm.
You but my drinking, might as well get into that. I started drinking when I was 14.
You
And I've been
started when you
drinking.
were 14.
Yeah, I started drinking when I was 14. I did it to become popular. And it worked. But then later in life, it took a toll on me. It had a stranglehold on me. Like I remember, the first time I ever got into a bar, I was 17 years old. And almost started a fight there. The cops came. Luckily, my friends got me out of there. When it was legal to drink, then I just went out every weekend, just got hammered with people. Um, Back then when I was younger, I would drink just to have fun,
Mm-hmm.
you know. But then when I got older, like when my grandmother died, I just went to drinking, And I was just starting to drink to not to have fun anymore, but to abuse abuse the booze in myself, basically. You know, just later in life, and then my mom would always be like, she'd plead with me to quit drinking. I would always like scoff at her or mock her in a way. You know, like I
Mm-hmm.
was drinking to numb the pain. You know, and then I just got big, and the booze would bloat you.
Yeah.
And I would like sweat profusely and stuff. You know,
So, like, you started drinking. Was that like a way to hide from the pain that your parents brought you?
no, it wasn't my parents. As I said, I would drink when I was younger. I was drinking to have fun, like
Mm-hmm.
make a name for myself in school, and I did. But it was later in life. It was I was 32 years old, and a family member of mine basically said I shouldn't have any kids because I'm not good enough. And since then, like I would hit the booze like really hard. I was drinking to numb the pain.
Yeah.
And I don't talk to my dad's side of the family. I'll be honest here. His side of the family is garbage. For what she said to me. You know,
Yeah.
I never forgave them. Never forgave her for that. You know, and I would just drink to numb the pain. Someone said to me one time they thought I was drinking to end myself. They asked me that point blank. They said, "Are you drinking to kill yourself?" And I couldn't answer that. You know, because I kind of think I was.
Yeah.
You know,
Did you ever attempt suicide?
I'll be honest, it crossed my mind a few times. It crossed my mind a few times. It has, and I thought the way out would be just if I would drink a lot nonstop. Like I would drink in the mornings, you know. I would go out like a Friday night, drink Friday night, go right into Saturday morning, still drinking, and go into Saturday night and party again
Hmm.
every weekend. Every weekend,
So
And I
you
just, oh,
partying
go
with
ahead.
friends in high school and stuff like that, or how would
Pardon
you
me.
get into alcohol?
Just through friends. Back in high school, just through friends. Like I would go to a friend's house, and he lived down the street from the high school I went to,
Hmm.
and I'd go there for lunch and just drink the hard stuff, you know. And then I would go back to school in the afternoon. And some of my other friends would see me, and then they help me get home, you know. And then I guess my mom kind of figured it out, like I was drunk, you know. It was like that for quite a while.
That was gonna be my next question. When did she figure out? Did she ever confront you about it or have a conversation about the alcohol and whatnot?
No, she probably thought it was just like just something I was going through, like kids being kids kind of thing,
Hmm.
if that makes any sense.
Yeah,
Thanks, Jules, in the chat. I appreciate it.
appreciate
Um,
it.
but it was later in my life. It was like around, as I said, when I was 32 years old, I'm going to go visit my dad's sister, my aunt, supposedly. And then all of a sudden, we're having a conversation. I don't remember exactly what it was about, but all of a sudden she's like, yeah, you shouldn't have any kids because you're not good enough. And that did something to me psychologically,
Hmm.
like I think it kind of ruined me. Like I'm not perfect by any means necessary. I don't claim to be, like I made mistakes, it's part of life. You learn from it. But I would just drink and drink and just drink nonstop until I would pass out. Then I would I would say to my mom, I said, like what's going on with me? She's like, your body's like becoming like used to the booze,
Yeah.
Like I was getting big and like my face was like red and just sweating profusely. It wasn't good, but it was like that for several years. Like it had a control over me. I would drink. I passed out in the elevator one time. That's how drunk I got. I remember the one time I went out, just when I was younger. I was still living at home. My parents was like around 21 years old. I passed out in front of my old grade school down the street from where I lived, and the ambulance came picked me up and brought me home. Knocked on the door. My parents had answered. Oh, they were embarrassed.
Yeah. How did they react to it? Besides being embarrassed, did they have a conversation with you about it?
Um, no, again, it's just, it wasn't until later in life where my dad and mom both pleaded with me because they saw I was just drinking out of control. It was just way out of control. Like I would hit the liquor store every day almost, you know, and I
Hmm.
was doing that for years. And I was looking older than what my age indicated. Like I looked older than when I am
What you
now.
were. Yeah.
Because that's what booze does to you too. It
Yeah.
ages you up. You know. Thank you again, Jules. I appreciate it. It was just I was drinking to numb the pain. You know, thinking that I had no hope left.
Yeah.
I was. I'll be honest. I was in a dark place. I was in a dark place for a very long time. You know. Um, I burned a lot of bridges. Some that didn't. Some that didn't have to be burned. Some others that did. You know, the bridges that I burned that I feel guilty about, and some of the other ones I just don't really care. It's just, how should I say this exactly? The booze has turned me into something that I hate,
Hmm.
turned me into something that I'm not. A lot of people plead with me and say, yeah, you gotta quit drinking, you gotta quit drinking. And I would just pass out like on the couch or on the floor from the booze. It took a, it's, how should I say this? It was ruining me. It was destroying me. But I was too stupid to realize it. You know.
Did they ever have like an intervention?
No, no. I don't know why it never came to that. I guess because I'm not sure why. Uh, That's
I
a
don't
good
know, 'cause,
question.
yeah, you see, like obviously on the TV shows and whatnot. Like if it gets, or in real life, it gets bad enough, people that really care for them will intervene and say, "Hey, you can't be doing this. You know, we love you and support you." So you didn't have anybody. They'd be like, "Look, wake up. This is
Yeah,
what." Yeah,
but I guess it's kind of hard when you shut everyone out.
true.
And that's what I did. Like my only family are my mom and dad. That's it. You know, and my mom isn't well right now. Neither is my dad. Back in November, my mom was diagnosed with cancer of the esophagus.
Mm,
So I try to help out as much as I can.
yeah,
It's like when I found out about that, it was, you know,
it's your mother, regardless. I mean, that
yeah,
cancer is not fun. I've had issues with that in my family, and I had family members that passed. And regardless of what your relationship was like whenever you were a kid and whatnot, it's still your mother. So I
yeah, I
could totally
know,
understand where you're coming from, where you're still wanting to help her out.
yeah. Like both me and my mom are headstrong,
Hmm.
so that's why we clash a lot, I guess. But yeah, going back to my drinking there, I stopped drinking 2 years ago. I just quit cold turkey.
Yeah.
Like I just did it out of the blue. Like I finally picked myself up. The reason why too I quit. There's a few reasons. One in particular is because I remember last time I drank, it was a 6 pack of Corona, and I drank it that night. And like I didn't pound it down or nothing. I just had like I was nursing it, like drinking one and then one here and then whatever. Then the next one I went out, I felt slow and sluggish,
Hmm.
and I said, "Damn, that a 6 pack did that to me."
Yeah.
How alcohol withdrawal feel?
My life had a
Um,
good question.
it at first it took a while. Like I didn't think I could do it, you know. But as the days progressed, and I kept on my goal, like I was motivated for something in particular, and I was really wanting that. And the withdrawal, I didn't have to like the shakes or nothing. It's just I thought about it. I guess withdrawals feel different for certain people. Like I wasn't shaking or nothing. Like, oh, I need one. I need one. I wasn't like that. It's just as the days progressed, it's like the more and more I just didn't drink.
Did you
And
ever have the urge to go back to drinking now that you've been sober for 2 years? Congratulations, by
well,
the way. That's awesome. I don't care. That's not an easy feat.
thanks, Chris. Appreciate it. Yeah, once last year, I guess, yeah, it'd be last year. It did cross my mind once, and my mind, I mean, and I told a friend of mine about it, and he talked me out of it. You know, he said he's like it'd be a mistake for you to go back to drinking, and he was right.
Yeah. It's not worth it. Once you know what you've lost due to drinking, with it being like relationships and stuff like that. And that was another question I was going to ask during those times of relationships. And you don't have to answer if you don't want to, if it's too uncomfortable. Were you able to like maintain a healthy relationship?
In general,
Yeah, like with people or relationships, friendships, and whatnot.
I had to repair some. I had to repair some
Yeah,
with certain people, but other ones, I just didn't care anymore. You
yeah,
know, like I'm not trying to come across as you know, as a bad person. It's just I'm speaking the truth. You know, sometimes you just gotta cut, drop the weight. You know,
exactly. The people
uh,
that you need in your life will be in your life. The people that really love you and care for you will stick with you no matter what. And sometimes you have to work to build those bridges back up. But sometimes those bridges aren't meant to be built up. You just got to let the people go.
yeah. Thanks, Bomb. I appreciate it, and thanks, Jules, again. I appreciate it. Yeah, the drinking, it did have a stranglehold on me. Like I would drink to the point where, as I said, I passed out in the elevator one time.
Hmm.
You know, and people found me the next morning there. You know, sometimes I would pass out and then wake up, and I would just wake up in my own vomit. You know,
Everything.
that's how bad it got. Like I basically wasted my 30s on drinking.
Yeah.
You know, and
What
my 20s.
What do you think? Um, I was gonna ask a question and I lost my train of thought. Like that next drink, what drove you to that next drink?
Um,
If you can understand what I'm asking.
what do you mean? What drove me to drink more?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um, it was what my aunt said to me. That angered me. You know, it angered me what she said. That's why I cut all ties with her. Like as I said, I was drinking to numb the pain.
Hmm.
You know, even some of my friends, when I posted on Facebook about it last month, one of them, he's like, "Yeah, I kind of figured that about you when I would see you at the bar. You know, like I would go in the bar, I would try to pretend to be happy when I really wasn't.
Hmm.
You know, like I was just drinking to numb the pain from what she said. That's why I cut all ties with her and the rest of my dad's family. You know,
It's crazy. The most depressed people or the happiest people or seem the happiest to other people. Like the stand-up comedians that you would never think would be depressed and or attempt suicide, like Robin Williams for once, for
yeah,
example. You would never have thought that he would be so depressed and hated himself to the point where he committed suicide. Like
yeah,
you would have never thought of that. And that's like I don't those people can't perceive that. Like people that are happy, they're funny, there's nothing wrong with them. But on the inside they're wanting to kill themselves. It's sad.
yeah. I understand what you're saying there. It did, as I said, it did cross my mind a few times in the past. It did. You know, that's why I would drink more and more too. I was thinking if I drink a lot of booze, it'll finish me off. You know,
Hmm.
but my body was becoming like immune to it somehow, which wasn't good.
Did
But
you did you ever try to go into like rehab or anything like that just to try to break the cycle?
no, no, I never went to rehab. It never crossed my mind. Like I'm a proud man, but
Hmm.
it's just never crossed my mind. Like I think my mom always knew I could do it on my own. It's just whenever she would plead with me and beg with me to quit, I would just say, "No, I'm not quitting." You know.
Hmm.
Thanks, mom. Appreciate it. Um, but finally I was able to do it. I was able to cut it cold turkey, basically.
For 2 years. That's phenomenal. As I said earlier, you sent me that Facebook post that you posted a couple years ago, I believe.
No, that was
Uh,
last month. That was
oh, was it
last month.
last month? Okay.
Yeah, and then I
Well,
had
it's
one
cool.
from last year too, but I didn't show you that one though.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's still quite an accomplishment. Have you done anything? Do you have people to help keep you accountable, to help lift your spirits if you ever get down or depressed and feel like wanting to go back to drinking?
Yeah, and my parents,
Hmm.
my mom and dad, sure, we always don't get along, but like my mom would always like say, like whatever you do, don't go back to drinking. You don't need that. You know, it it's they're there for me.
Yeah.
That's all I need in my life. It's my mom and dad. They're not well. You know.
They're still your parents, and I'm glad
Yeah.
that you were able to at least repair that relationship. They can't take back all the things that was done to you, but it speaks a lot about you and your character that you're able to move on somewhat and still have a relationship with them.
Yeah. Like sure, I still butt heads with them on certain things, but other than that, it, I get along with them pretty good.
So how are you doing today? Like, are you ever think about relapsing, or you just like, no, I'm done with it? And
Oh, I'm done with it. I'm done with it. You know, physically, I'm almost where I want to be. Like I'm eating a lot healthier too.
mhm,
Like I eat a lot of vegan stuff. I know some people say, "Oh, vegan." It actually helps.
yeah,
Eating a lot of clean, healthy food does help you. You know. Um, Mentally though, I'm not where I want to be yet. I'm still not there.
mhm,
Sure, I still have certain issues in life, but I know it's going to take time to deal with it.
yeah,
You know, like I see a lot of people on Facebook too. I see like what a lot of people go through in life. I'm like, I just my heart goes out to those people that are going through like a lot of stuff in life.
yeah. And that's what I was telling you about when I got you on. Like, I'm thankful that all the people that I've been able to interview, as far as like the sexual survivors and stuff like that, of sexual abuse and whatnot, but that's never been my main. I mean, it is, but it's I've always wanted to do other interviews besides sexual abuse victims. That's why
Yeah,
I'm glad that you're able to come on, because it shows a different side to the community. That there's people that have issues with alcohol abuse. Um, there's other people that have other issues going on besides sexual abuse. So
yeah,
I'm glad that you're able to be strong enough to come on and tell your story, because I know me myself, all that stuff that you've had bottled up for years is good just to release it and talk about it.
yeah. Like I always before I say that, thank you again, Jules. I appreciate it. Um, I'll never talk to my dad's side of the family ever again.
Hmm.
Like, like you can forgive people on certain things, but then you can't really forgive them on other things, if that makes sense. Like when she said that to me, like she never said she was sorry. So
Yeah, I mean, that if they show no remorse, then you don't need them in your life. You can't beg somebody to be in your life that doesn't want to be in there. And if
and,
you try to offer that olive branch on your end and they don't accept it, then that's on them. That's not on you.
um, yeah, like my one cousin tried to extend an olive branch last year, and I shut her down completely. I just
Yeah,
said, "You people are trash." You
yeah,
know, like I'm not trying to come across as being mean or rude or anything. I'm just speaking the truth. You
yeah.
know, as I said, the only family I need and have are my mom and dad. That's it.
Hmm.
That's it. You know, like as I said, I think by my aunt saying that to me, it did something to me psychologically. You know, but I'm glad that I was able to quit the drinking. Like I made a lot of mistakes from it too, like a lot of mistakes. You
Were
know,
you able to keep like a steady job?
um, yeah, like I kept the drinking under control. like I would hide it from people, but like other people kind of knew, like outside, like when I go to clubs, like just people knew, like I was putting on a like a facade,
Hmm.
you know. But as like said earlier, like I still got like a lot of things to repair in life,
Yeah.
and it's still a work in progress.
Hey, we're
But
all a work in progress, man. We're never, if you think you fully arrived, you haven't. Like, we all got stuff we've got to work out and stuff in our own life that we got to sort out, man. So you're not alone. And you got
yeah,
people that are here that are supporting you in this process, man. You're not alone, like I said.
yeah, thank you, Chris. Appreciate it. The drinking, it when I quit, like I'll be honest, I didn't think I could do it at first.
Hmm.
But as I said, I had a goal and I wanted to accomplish it. So when I was more focused on the goal, the days just added up. And then I happened to look on the calendar one day and I said, "Oh man, like it's been 200 days, you know."
Yeah,
And I'm
that's
like, "Now what
that's
do I do?"
awesome.
You know, it's just how should I say this exactly? The drinking's not worth it. It's not worth it.
Hmm.
You know, and no substance abuse is, in all honesty. But whoever is going through substance abuse, I want to say this: there is hope. There's light at the end of the tunnel. You know,
Yeah,
there is always that hope. You know,
that's good words of encouragement, man. And that's one of the questions I was going to ask you later on. But did you, whenever you were drinking, did that lead to other substance abuse? Did you do drugs or anything like that?
no, no, it was just booze.
Okay.
Yeah.
And were you ever like, did you ever get pulled over for DUI or anything like that?
Uh, no, because I live pretty close to downtown,
Hmm.
so it's just walking distance. It's walking. I live like a few blocks away from downtown in my city, so it was like a 10-15 minute walk from my place to the bar. So I didn't have to worry about nothing like that.
Yeah. Well, that's good. I mean, that's good in that aspect that you didn't get behind the vehicle. It's never good to drink if in under those circumstances.
Yeah, I know.
Being behind the wheel of a vehicle and risking your life and somebody else's as well.
Yeah, I don't respect people who go drinking and go behind the wheel. You just can't really, you can't respect those people
Yeah.
because they will end up, you know, it will be a bad outcome, I should say.
Are you doing anything to pass the time? Like things that you know when you're normally be drinking? Have you taken up like um, going to the gym or finding other hobbies to pass the time to keep
Um,
you from drinking?
yeah, I like to read. It keeps my mind sharp. You know,
What's
reading
some of
keeps.
your favorite books?
I'll say I like comic books.
And
I've
comic books?
been, yeah, I've been reading that since I was a kid.
Okay, so one question: are you DC or Marvel fan?
A DC.
Okay. Uh, so you like the movies, the DC movies or Marvel movies?
Um, I like the older DC movies, like the trilogy, the Nolan trilogy,
Yeah.
and the Keaton '89 movie. I'm not into that whole wokeness stuff.
Okay. So you're not into the Marvel, the Avengers, or anything like that?
No, I watched it. I thought it was okay.
Yeah.
And
Everybody's got their different tastes. I grew up a huge Batman fan, but I like the Marvel movies.
yeah, well, they're not bad. It's just I prefer DC. Congrats, Rod, on being sober for a month.
Yes, I put that up on there. Congrats, Rod. Even if it's a month, people may not think it's a lot in the grand scheme of things, but it's a
It's
month
a start.
that he's
It,
broken the cycle. So
it,
that's congratulations to him, man.
yeah, as you said, it is a start, and
Yeah,
it's going to add up, you know.
exactly. It
And
starts. You got to start somewhere.
yeah, exactly. Thanks again, Bomb. Appreciate it. But yeah, I'll be honest. So part of me didn't think I was able to quit drinking. Like I thought I'll be drinking until the day I died,
Hmm.
you know. But I thought too, though, I'm like, if I was going to continue on that path I probably wouldn't live that long, you know, because booze does like a lot of damage to your body,
Yeah.
you know, not
Have
just physically, but mentally too.
have you noticed your body getting better now that you stopped drinking for 2 years?
And eating a lot healthier, yes.
So you're
Yes.
able to do things that you weren't able to do before.
Um,
Whenever. You,
I'm able to do stuff again,
uh
basically, you know. I feel a lot healthier. I sometimes I feel like I'm in my 20s again, actually,
Yeah.
you know, and I attribute that to the healthy eating and not drinking, you know. It does work when you eat healthy, you know.
You what you put in is what you put out, as I always say. If you're always eating McDonald's and um, fast food places, it's gonna make your body feel like trash.
Yeah,
Um,
exactly.
but if
And
you're eating right or whatnot, you're gonna feel a lot better.
yeah, and plus too though, it booze much like marijuana, whether it gives you the munchies,
Hmm.
you know. So I remember too, like every time after I would drink, I would always get like fast food.
Yeah.
I would always get like Chinese food and stuff, you know, and I was just packing on the weight, you know.
What's up, Amy?
Oh,
So
thanks.
you gained a lot of weight because of the drinking.
Yeah, and unhealthy eating.
Yeah.
Thanks, Jaime. God bless you too. I appreciate it. Yeah, it was destroying me mentally and physically, you know. Like as I said, I'm not where I want to be just yet. Like it just doesn't happen like overnight,
Yeah.
you know. Like I dropped like some weight actually, so and I feel a lot better. As I said, most of the times I feel like I'm in my mid 20s again, which is good, you know.
You got that energy back.
Yeah, I got that energy back. Yeah, and I feel good again, you know.
And I know you talked about it a little bit earlier, when you were giving advice. What would you say to somebody that is going down that road, that's drinking, just to hide the pain, just to get away, using it as an out? What would you say to that person?
It's simple. I would tell them it's not worth it. It's not worth it to drink. You know, you're not only hurting yourself, but you're hurting others around you. You know, that there is hope, that there is that end of the light of the tunnel there. Like you can conquer this if you put effort into it.
That's very good words of advice. Have you thought about like helping somebody else out that might be going through the same problem, like being a
Um,
mentor?
I would like to like I would give some advice to certain people on Facebook that are going through similar stuff, but not necessarily with the booze. But like if they're like going through depression or something like that, I would offer my advice.
I'll
You know,
post your Instagram if that's okay with you. If people want to reach out to you as far as support, if it's up to you, if you don't want to,
they could direct message me on Instagram. Like
that's what I was
I
gonna say.
use yeah I use IG mostly just for direct message. That's where I get a lot of my vegan orders.
Okay,
Yeah, like I mostly use Facebook.
okay. Well, we could post your Facebook link as well. People that have access to Facebook, there's just people to reach out to you and give you some encouragement and vice versa. You can encourage them and let them know that they're not alone in this struggle. Like I
Yeah,
said, there's more to this community besides the victims that are abused, or victims that are sexual abuse victims. There's people that have depression, drug issues.
yeah,
Everybody has some type of problem. Everybody's got a story, as I've always said.
yeah. Well,
So,
there's a different kind of abuse for each person, I guess.
yeah,
Thank you again, Jaime. Appreciate it. Yeah, there's different. Like I was abusing my body. You know, I was abusing my body, and it was doing a number on me. You know, but I'm glad. The one thing I always say is that I'm glad that my mom's still alive. That I was able to quit the drinking. That she saw it.
yeah.
You know, as I said, she's not well right now. She's not well right now. You know.
Well, it's good that she's able to see that you're on the other side. That's not her last memory of you is being drunk and whatnot. She doesn't have that memory of you. So that's
Yeah,
one
like
good thing to keep in mind and to have as comfort is that that's not in her mind anymore. You're not that person anymore.
yeah. Terrence, a variety. Okay. y- Yeah, yes, Jules.
If you guys got any questions for Terrence, like I told him it would be an hour because I don't want to keep up too much of his time. If you guys got questions for him, you guys can keep him rolling. What got you into the community?
Um, Actually, before I answer, Jules, yes, absolutely.
Oh,
Um,
okay. She did
yeah,
have a
what
comment
got
at
me
school
into
about
this?
that.
What got me into this community?
Yeah.
Um, I was watching Justin Payne on YouTube, and he had a lot of great videos, you know. And I used to watch Chris Hansen back in the day. You know, me and my mom would watch that, you know. And then you know, it's a different world we live in now. Everything's on YouTube, you know. So I was watching Justin Payne because he's a fellow Canadian like myself. And then I went from Justin Payne to PB Toronto, and I was watching his videos. He's really good too, just like Justin is. And then
Mm-hmm.
YouTube recommended CC Unit, so I started watching his videos. And then the one video that CC Unit was doing, he was doing a collaboration with Alex, where they caught the one guy there.
Yeah.
And then it's okay, who's this guy? And then I went to his videos, his old channel that he had, and then I said, that guy's funny, you know. And uh, I just been hooked, you know, like seeing how these people are doing great for the community. They're doing what's right, you
Yeah.
know, protecting the children, exposing these sick individuals, you know, like they're doing great work, you know, like Alex, Ghost, PP Toronto, Matt there. A lot of them, they're all doing great work, you know. It's something that, you know, every time I see it, it's just they're doing a great work, just
Yeah.
exposing them, you know.
I'm glad that you joined, man. I've only chatted with you a few times over the past few months, but you seem like a stand-up dude, and I commend you for coming on, man, and just telling us what your experience is with growing up and whatnot. Do you have any goals going forward as far as this year is concerned?
First of all, I want to say thank you, Chris. I appreciate it, you know. And again, thank you for giving me this opportunity. It means a lot. And
Oh, no
my
problem.
goal is to just to continue on the path that I'm on, you know, eating right, just trying to do right in life. Like as I said, I'm not perfect. I'm far from it. Oh, hey, Courtney. Like I made
You got a lot of support,
mistakes.
man. You got
Hmm?
people in here. You got Cord in here supporting you. Rod's in here. He's been sober a month. Congratulations once again. You got a lot of support. Go ahead and continue. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
That's all right. Just to be continue on the path that I'm on, just eating healthy, doing right in life. Not making the same mistakes I made in the past. You know, just to be there for my parents, especially more now since both of them aren't well.
Mm-hmm.
Especially with my mom. You know, like when she told me that news back in November. I'll be honest, I was crushed. I was crushed. You know,
Yeah,
that she's got
that's
cancer of the esophagus there,
yeah, that's hard news to receive, especially knowing that it's your mother
and
that's
plus,
going through that. Yeah, it
and
just
her
puts
her
things in.
age and her
Yeah,
age too. She's 67 now.
yeah,
You know,
that
Eh,
just puts things in perspective. Like, despite your differences whenever you're growing up, it's still your mother, like I said. And for
yeah,
her to, nobody wants wishes cancer on anybody. Um,
no,
that's just a tough disease to have to go through, man. So my thoughts and prayers are to you and your family during this time.
thanks,
Um,
thanks,
as
Chris. I
you're
appreciate it.
supporting her. Yeah, it's definitely, it's not easy, man.
Yeah, as I said earlier, I told a few people, I said, and myself too, I said, my greatest accomplishment is that I was able to quit the drinking while she's still alive. I was
Hmm.
able to do that. You know, like part of me always did wonder too, and still thinks this day. I said, what if I never did quit drinking? Where would my life be? You know, it'd still be going down it'd be going down the toilet. I probably would never be interacting like with Alex or with anyone on YouTube
Yeah,
because I've been too busy drinking. And also too watching Alex, it gets my mind off of things. You know,
yeah. It's good that you have that out, man. That you have that, like I was talking about, it's somewhat of escape where you would otherwise, where you'd be drinking, that you have that out to people to know that you're not alone. Now that you're on here, man, people are going to get encouragement from you. There's going
yeah,
to be people that are in this live that are watching, and people are going to be watching in the future that are going to gain from your strength, and you're going to be able to provide them a lot of encouragement, man.
yeah. Thank you, Chris. Like one of my main goals in life is to I want to live a long time.
Hmm.
You know, and hopefully I'll be able to now since like my mom said, the one good thing that you did is that you will quit the drinking while you're still young. Like I quit when I was 39,
Yeah.
so I'm not sure if that's still young or not.
No, it's still young, man. You're only as young as you feel, man.
Yeah, but I was drinking like really bad. As I said, I would drink going into the club Friday night, drink throughout Friday night, go into Saturday morning, go to the liquor store, still drink throughout the day, and then start all over again Saturday night. I would do that almost every weekend. You know, like I didn't care what I didn't care who I was hurting. You know, I agree, Jules. I
Cancer
agree that
sucks.
it's the second time that my mom had it. The first time she was in her early 50s, but she had youth on her side. But now, she's
Yeah,
67. That's why
definitely,
that's why it was like when she told me that it hit me like a ton of bricks. You know,
man.
it was
It's
like
tough, like I said.
yeah, like mentality wise, it was like I took two steps back. You know,
So
but
did that was that one of the did that trigger you whenever you heard that news? Did it go to drinking or anything? Or did that
not the drink. It's just like depression kicked in.
okay.
Depression kicked in. You know,
Yeah,
it,
I can understand. Nobody
it,
blames. I mean, you can only imagine just hearing that news and it's your mother that's got cancer or somebody that you love, your mother, your father, or a close family member or friend that's got that. You one can only imagine what you must have been thinking during that time.
Yeah, like when she told me I was on the phone, it's just, I'll be honest, I broke down,
Mm.
and then I made a post about it on Facebook because it wasn't good to keep it inside of me.
Yeah.
Because the one thing I learned in life is that you can't keep things inside of you. Like, it's going to eventually erupt, and it's not going to be a good outcoming. You know. And my dad's not well either. He's got COPD.
Hmm.
You know, that's where he's got trouble breathing. So both of them aren't well. So, but
Well,
I was,
that I mean, like you said, that gives you motivation to stop drinking, just
yeah,
to be able to help your parents out.
yeah, and I want to live a healthy life,
Mhm.
mentally and physically. You know, like
Have
as
you
I
thought
said,
about have you thought about like doing your own channel or um just something for you to provide encouragement for other people?
not on YouTube, but as I said, I usually do it on Facebook.
Hmm.
Because like I just see a lot of posts, and I see what a lot of people are going through in life, whether it's like some kind of addiction or just like a death in the family or an illness in the family or something like that. I could kind of relate, you know.
It's good, man. That's why I always post like the Monday motivations. It's different than what you see on YouTube. There's a lot of dark stuff out there. But if
Yeah.
I can provide somebody encouragement, no matter what they'd be going through, then it makes it all worth it. And this is probably the best money motivation that you could ever do, is because you're telling your story of um being 200 days sober free, 200 plus days
Oh
sober
yeah. Well,
free.
it's over two. No, over 2 years now.
Yes, I am, Court. 200
Over,
plus days. Yes,
yeah, over 2 years.
that's
I
the best money motivation that you could ever get. Like I
Yeah,
can't say anything. Like you just did it enough.
yeah. Like, and I was able to do it cold turkey too, though. That's the thing that kind of surprised me. But as I said, I had that one goal and I kept to it, and the days just added up. And I'm like, I just look at the calendar. I wouldn't look every day. I would look every now and then. And I just saw the days were adding up. I'm like, oh my God, I'm actually doing this. You
Yeah.
know?
That first day probably was so. I can only imagine what you felt that first day. But now that you've got 200 something days under your belt, you've got a lot of momentum that you've gained over the time. So
Yeah,
that's
I'm actually past 700 days.
700 now.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's, yeah.
Oh, that
Last
was
one.
an old post from a year ago that you posted. Okay, I got you now.
Yeah.
I got
Yeah.
you.
2 years and counting.
My apologies. I thought for some reason I was looking at the post that he sent me the other day,
Yeah.
and I didn't realize how old that post was. So my apologies. It's in 700 days.
Yeah. So,
That's
man.
even more.
Yeah. Pretty soon I'll be at 1,000.
Yes, I mean that's quite an accomplishment. That's even more. 700 days.
Yeah.
That's a lot to be proud of, man.
No, thank you, Chris. I appreciate it. And thank you, Becky. I appreciate that.
No problem. If there's any questions for Terrence while we're wrapping things up, man, I'd like to get the people to ask you some questions if that's okay with you, man.
Yeah, sure. Why not?
All right. Let's get some people asking some questions and we could wrap up things. Do you ever travel down to the States
Um, when I was a kid, yeah, a few times, but not now.
with the whole COVID restrictions and stuff like that?
Yeah, and the guy that's running America right now, I don't like.
Yeah, I can agree.
You know,
Tio asked, what's your plans for the future?
um, repair more relationships that I had like with friends or friendships, I should say. Like I did a lot of damage with certain people. I want to try to repair that, you know. And still, even with my parents, we do get along. It's still a work in progress, you know.
Mhm.
I just I want to live a long time. I want to live a clean, healthy life.
What was
According,
what
oh,
was
go
your
ahead.
biggest motivation to get sober? Or
Um,
yeah.
how should I say this? Um, I just saw. I looked at myself in the mirror and I saw what I looked like. I was like bloated, just sweating. I didn't look like myself.
Hmm.
I was very slow and sluggish. And I was 39 and I felt like I was 59, or older than that. And I just wanted to be young again. I want to feel my age again, you know. So I kind of reversed the hands of time in a way.
You did the Benjamin Button thing.
Yeah,
Hey man, it's good. Like I said, you're only young as you feel.
yeah. Like
I,
most of, oh, go ahead.
go ahead.
Most of the time I feel great. It's just sometimes like once in a while I'll feel sick.
Yeah.
But
That's
that's just normal.
was I imagine you feel 10 times better than you did before.
Oh, absolutely,
How,
absolutely.
how
You know,
does how does it come from straight from himself from a terrible Tommy? Not a real question.
well, I'll say this is way better than a chit chat.
And I will agree with that. And yeah, that's all I'll say. I'll agree with the chit chat. Who says that? I'll go. Yeah. Anyways, another. What is your motivation to remain sober?
Um, I don't wanna like when you meet a woman too. Like I'm single right now, and like when you meet a woman doesn't want to see you like a slobbing drunk. You know, you got to present yourself well. No
Exactly.
one or anyone in general wants to see like some drunk. So that kind of motivates me in a way.
So
You
you are single. You're not married or anything like that.
No, no. As I said, when my aunt said that to me all those years ago, that did something to me psychologically.
Hmm.
You know, it really did. I believe that, and I think that kind of screwed me over in a way. That's why I never forgave her,
Yeah,
and I never will.
that's a fucked up thing to say to somebody. I don't care who you are. You don't say stuff like that to people. But I'm glad that you're able to see the worth in yourself. That you are worth having somebody love you, and that you taking care of your body. That you know yourself. That nobody wants to see a drunk or nobody wants that in their life. So I'm glad that that is enough motivation for you to clean up and um, do what you're doing, man.
Yeah, thank you, Chris. It's like it's when you go out in general, like you're presenting yourself to the community.
Hmm.
It'd be like if someone were to drink a White Claw and go in the car and like they're pretending to be catch a predator.
Who are we talking about now? Just
I
kidding.
have no idea.
The T word is otherwise known as Voldemort, in my opinion. Um,
But you get what I'm saying, though. You have to present
exactly.
yourself. You have to present yourself in the community. You want people to say, you know what? Okay, there goes a good individual. That he's still trying to work on himself.
Yeah, you don't want to present yourself as a drug drinking a white claw driving your kids to school. Oh,
Yeah,
did I say that aloud? Anyways,
and pretending that your supposed wife needs money.
oh, shots fired. Uh, all right. Next question.
Thanks, Jules. I appreciate that.
Oh, Jules is trying to be your hype girl, hype woman.
uh, again, thank you, Jules. I appreciate that.
Now, when I post his Instagram, not all the ladies flood to his DMs.
Yeah.
Not all at once.
Mm.
He's a very busy person. He's got a lot of stuff going on. So if he doesn't respond to you in timely fashion, just please understand.
Thanks, Chris.
Shit. Yeah. Next topic.
Yeah.
So any final words, man? It's
Um,
been an
yeah,
hour.
yeah, as I said earlier, like if anyone's going through any kind of addiction in life, whether it's booze or whatever it may be, there is hope. Like, don't give up on yourself. It's not worth it to continue your addiction. It damages you. Um, you're hurting yourself and the people around you that love and care about you. There's always the light at the end of the tunnel. Like you can get through this as long as you put effort into it. And I just want to say again, thank you, Chris, for giving me this opportunity. Uh, I will static. I'll take a look at that.
Yeah, you are very inspiring, brother. So it's been my pleasure having you on. You guys are the real MVPs, as I've always said from day one, man. I gave you guys a platform to tell your story, whether they're victims of sexual abuse or alcoholism in your case.
Yeah.
You guys are the real MVPs. I'm just here giving you guys a platform. So real props goes to you, man.
Thank you, Chris. Again, thank you for giving me this opportunity and the platform to speak. As I said, when you brought this up to me, you caught me off guard. You know.
Well, I remember you talking about it, and I was like, you know what? I just figured I'd throw that question out there and see if you would want to come on. So I'm glad that you accepted, because you really haven't. This is your first time actually being out in the community, right? Like talking to people and whatnot.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. Like, so I'm sorry if I came across as a little bit nervous.
No, you're fine. You did great, bro.
Oh, thanks.
And you did great.
Thanks. Like, I'm surprised that I spoke the truth there. Like it's hard. Like the life I lived, you know, it's kind of hard to talk about it at
Yeah.
times.
Well,
Thanks,
it feels.
I appreciate
I'm
it.
sure you feel a lot better. Go ahead. I didn't mean to interrupt you, brother.
Um, thank you, Jules and Twist. I appreciate it. Go ahead, Chris.
I was gonna say it feels a lot better now that you have gotten that off your chest. I was on with Jules a couple months ago when she interviewed me and I told my story. It felt a lot better during that time whenever I did it. So I'm glad that you were able on to be on here. Um, and like I said, now that people know who you are, you're gonna have a lot more support as well. People that are gonna be supporting you, man. So I appreciate you for coming on, man. Thank you
Thank you,
for opening
Chris.
up.
I appreciate it. And
No
thank
problem.
you again, Courtney, and everyone in the chat. I appreciate it. It means a lot. And
Yeah,
just thank you. And just again, thank you, Chris. This means a lot to me.
yeah, man. I
This
appreciate it,
was
man. It's the best Monday motivation they can ever post on Monday. So
thank you.
you did awesome, man. I'll let you go because I know you probably got other things going on, man. I don't want to keep up too much of your time, but I
Yeah,
do appreciate you, brother.
yeah. Thank you, Chris. Appreciate it too.
No problem.
Appreciate it, my friend. And thank you again, everyone in the chat. I appreciate it.
All right, man. Have a good day. All right, that was Terrence giving us his story. That's quite an accomplishment. That's more than what I could say in a Monday motivation. I don't need to say anything anymore because he provided a great motivation for you guys out there. Thank you, Jules, for coming in. Thank you, Court, Rod. Congratulations to be 1 month sober, by the way. Twist. See who else was in here. Variety. What's up, Sean? What's up, Tio, Becky, USA, several other people, man. I appreciate all you guys for the love. Yes, man. Great way to start the week. You guys have a good rest of your day, a good rest of your week. Much love to everybody out there. and I appreciate y'all for your support. You guys are awesome. Later. Bye.